Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Your friendly neighborhood Coach Pruitt here with you once again for our daily YouTube video. This is for class on Friday, December the 4th, and also on Friday, December the 11th. So it's just going to depend on if you're odd or even as to which day. Odd classes are the 4th, even classes would be on the 11th. So you guys can see on the screen, I've got your kind of daily schedule, the things that we drop in the chat at the beginning of class every day. So our essential question for today is, what is the meaning of manifest destiny? And you can see here our schedule and what we're going to do. We are going to very quickly overview manifest destiny. I know that we mentioned it a little bit when we talked about Andrew Jackson. We'll talk about it a little more just to remind you of what it is. And then we're going to spend the majority of your class period working on an assignment, the Western State Advertisement project, I guess you could call it. It's not really a project. It shouldn't take all that long for you guys to complete it. You may finish it today during class. You may have to finish it outside of class time if you don't get it done today. It's not a big deal. It's not due technically until the 17th when we finish our unit, or the 16th, depending on if you're odd or even. But you can submit it whenever it's ready, okay? And I'll go back at the end and remind you of those things. All right, so some important dates and some things that we want to make announcements of. Again, remember that December the 18th is the last day of school for us before Christmas break. Sorry, I'm looking at the calendar on the board. It is a half day. We'll talk more about that. We'll continue to remind you guys of that as we get closer and closer. The 16th and 17th of December, that's a Wednesday and Thursday, will be the end of the unit. We will take our Unit Number 3 test. We will also turn in our Unit Number 3 task work on that date. And please remember that I announced this to all the classes, and I'll continue to make announcements. Key terms for Unit Number 3 got messed up. Some classes had them on their task work, other classes didn't. So we are, for this unit and this unit only, you are not required to do the key terms. Now, you may still choose to do them, or you may have already done them. Please turn them in if you do that. Guys, we will give you bonus points on either this unit's task work or previous unit's task work should you complete the key terms for Unit 3. If for some reason you want to do them and your task worksheet does not have them, please send me an email or please shoot me a remind message and I will send them to you ASAP so that you can get started working on them. They will be due again on the 17th or 16th with our other task work. All right. You can also see here in the daily schedule that I drop in the chat, I will have this link once this video is actually uploaded to our YouTube channel. And then we've got a couple of other videos that you guys can watch. These will help you as you go through and work on your project. One is a Schoolhouse Rock video called Elbow Room. Elbow Room, Elbow Room. Anyway, the humiliation I suffer for you people to make it entertaining. Definitely go check out the Schoolhouse Rock video if you like Schoolhouse Rock. There's a Family Guy clip also about manifest destiny that's kind of funny, and then a couple of actually academic things that will help you understand manifest destiny. All right, so let me show you just how to get to the assignment, show you some examples, and we'll try and keep this video as brief as we can. Okay, if you guys go to your Canvas page, the instructions for this assignment are not in the Unit 3 module. I didn't put them in the module originally. I didn't know if we would have time to do this assignment or if we would even choose to do this assignment. So it's not in the Unit 3 module. It will be posted in the announcements section of your Canvas page. So if you scroll over to here where it says announcements and click there, it's going to pull up all of the individual announcements that we have had for you guys this year. You can see that the very first one is posted on December 4th, which is today, Western State Advertising Project. If you click on this, you will see just some very basic instructions here, reminding you of the due dates, all the sort of information you need, and then there's an attachment right here, Western State Advertisement Document. If you click on that document, it will download, right? It pops up in the bottom of your screen here. You click on that, and it will open it up in Microsoft Word. So when you open this up in Microsoft Word, it is going to look like this. So the assignment is, remember that we have spent this unit talking about westward migration. We have talked about all of the land and territory being added with things like the Northwest Ordinance, the Louisiana Purchase, so on and so on. So we talked again and again about the idea that mama got pregnant, not fat, right? The United States is giving birth to new states when it's growing, not just increasing the size of the existing states. So we want to make brand new states. And we talked about this with the Northwest Ordinance and all of its policies. right? People have to move in. The magic number is 60,000. Once you get to that point, you can write a state constitution. You can apply for statehood, and then it will more than likely be granted by the U.S. government. So your job and your assignment for this project is to make a poster, an ad campaign, to try and convince settlers to move to your territory. You're trying to get enough people to move to your territory that you can apply for statehood. So think about the things that we've chatted about in this unit, and think about the things that we have discussed with the Northwest Ordinance, the Louisiana Purchase, early U.S. government, all of those things. You can see I have highlighted for you guys the possible states or territories that you can choose from. So you could choose the Northwest Territory in general. You could choose the Pacific Northwest in general. You can choose individual states, or they would be territories at the time, and you can see the list there. There are plenty of options. You can choose any or all of them. Okay. Now remember, we want this to be historically accurate because we are looking at this territory in the early 1800s. So please, please, please do not tell me that you want to move to Alabama because the University of Alabama is great at football. There was no University of Alabama. There was no football. That's not accurate. Okay. Don't tell me that you want to move to California because Disneyland is awesome, or Disney World. I never remember which one's there, but that doesn't exist yet, right? So you need to think about what things would have been around in the 1800s. You might also, guys, when you choose a state or territory, you might want to look up when it actually becomes a state and set yours a little bit beforehand. So for instance, the Northwest Territory, if you're doing that, it's going to be sometime between 1790 and 1800. If you are doing California, that's going to be somewhere around 1848, 1850, because 1849 is the gold rush. So just make sure that you're historically accurate with your times, your dates, and your content. I'll show you some examples in a second that might help. Here are the required things that you must have on your, now I know it says poster. It doesn't have to be a poster. You guys can do this any way you choose. If you want to do it by hand on a piece of paper or on a poster, perfectly fine. If you want to do it on a Microsoft Word document or a Google Doc, perfectly fine. If you want to do it on a Google slide or a Microsoft PowerPoint slide, perfectly fine. If you want to use some other web program like Canva, Book Creator, anything else that you guys know or have used in other classes that you like, that is perfectly fine. Mr. Burrows and I do not care what platform you use, how you make it. We want you to have these required elements. So you must have the name of your state or territory that you are advertising. You must have an image of the state or territory's flag. You're going to probably have to look that up. Just saying. Guys, again, if you want to draw it by hand, you can. If you have a printer at home and you want to print stuff out and glue it on, you can. And if you're doing electronically, you can just copy and paste some images in. You need a slogan or a motto for your state. You make this up. I do not want you to choose the current state's motto. I want you to make this up. Again, this is an advertisement, right? Anytime we watch TV, anytime we watch or listen to, you watch YouTube or you listen to any commercials on the radio, there's a slogan, there's a catchphrase, there's something that's going to stick in your brain and you're going to remember forever and ever going forward, right? Especially if you hear that commercial enough times. You need some information about the state or territory. You need several things that are going to entice people to move here. Remember, you're getting people to leave their homes where they've lived forever to move to a brand new, unsettled, pretty much wilderness type area in your territory. You're going to have to be convincing. You need an image of some kind. I would say you need several images. Now, these could be landscape images. These could be clip art images of things. Totally up to you. They could be pictures from the time. If you get a little into like the 1840s, we see cameras starting to be around. So you might be able to find some pictures from the 1840s online. Not really sure. It could be any type of image. You probably want at least one. You could put several, right? Again, you're trying to entice people to move here. It wants to be prettyful. And then make some mention of manifest destiny. So somewhere on your poster, you need to use and mention this term. Just writing the words manifest destiny, probably not going to be good enough. You want to explain maybe a little bit of what it is. Your poster should be colorful, creative, and historically accurate. Okay. Last thing, I will show you guys some examples. So again, this is a map of the United States at the time. These are some examples of previous ones that I've had. Okay, so unfortunately, all the ones that I've kept were about California, but again, there are like 12 options for you to choose from. So again, you can see this one talks about elbow room and manifest destiny. It's got California. they chose to do their image as like the whole paper, and then on the outside here they have a couple of different slogans. This one's really good. They've got their flag. This is the California flag. It's colorful, it's well organized, it's got several images, it's got reasons why you want to move there. This one's really well done. Again here, now, yes, this is a Disney, one of the Seven Dwarfs, right? But also it's a miner because they were miners and looking for diamonds and gold. So that works, right? It doesn't necessarily have to just be pictures from the 1800s. You can use clip art and you can be creative, guys. Just make sure it's historically accurate. And then another one about California here. So again, you can do it about any of these states that are listed up here. I don't want everybody to think it has to be California, right? You've got plenty of options. All right. So just to recap, your assignment on the 4th or the 11th of December is that you are going to complete this Western State Advertising project. Now again, you guys have some videos that you can watch. You've got a Schoolhouse Rock video. You've got a couple of academic videos you can watch. And of course, we're going to talk about it. You also, guys, have your Unit 3 guided notes. So again, if you go to our YouTube channel, and you can get there by clicking on the YouTube button, you can go to the Tools and Resources page. But if you go to the U.S. History Unit 3 playlist, here are your guided notes, right? And about... trying to find the right spot. At about the 2:45 mark is where there's going to be information about Manifest Destiny, and we've got these videos on the playlist here that you guys can also watch. Okay. As always, guys, if you need anything, please send Mr. Burrows and I an email. Shoot us a remind message. Remember, we need to get grades up as high as we can. We want to do that before we get out of here for the holiday/Christmas break. So if you have any late missing makeup work, please get it to us. Love you guys. We'll see you in class. Take care till then.